don't have a lot of information as regards it. Somebody probably somewhere already has it or has had it, and maybe one way along the line you just got better and you don't even know.
Do we even know if they get better? Do we know if they fully get better from it?
Just maybe.
We don't know if there's any vaccine. We don't know if there's anything, because when COVID hit, people saying boost your immunity.
I think we should give the same energy we give to COVID-19 to this same one too.
Because if it's really in Lagos, I'm not exonerating, I'm not ignoring the fact that it exists in Adamawa State, but I don't live in Adamawa State.
No,
so I don't know. What I'm saying is, because of the fact that Lagos has this kind of massive population,
and you know the way people move around in Lagos, like
it's like breeze. So we don't even know if monkeypox is. We don't know if it's airborne. We don't know if it's waterborne. We don't know anything. So I think what the NCDC should be doing, along with the health ministry, should be giving out more information, consistent. The way they were bombarding us with wash your hands during COVID,
tell us what to do,
wash your hands, make sure you, even WhatsApp suffered in that time because we got messages. And I'm not hearing any of our parents telling us about monkeypox. That means it's not going as viral as it was going, as COVID was going. So if it's not going viral, the truth of the matter is not enough people know about it. And Esther, if not enough people know about it, we're in trouble. We're in trouble because if you wake up one morning after having clear skin the night before, and you just suddenly see all these little bumps. They're not major, but to you, they're just little bumps. And you're like, okay, what is this? And then you pop one, just rub it somewhere, and life goes on. You go out, enter bus. And you know when you enter bus,
see, you don't even have to enter bus first, because
just moving around, and you're shaking hand, exchanging money, doing all of these things. And before you know, you think it's a pimple, you're popping it back and forth, and you're just passing across the virus. Just good morning, take one. Good morning, take two. Good morning, and it's not getting better. The kind of information the Ministry of Health, NCDC, all the
critical stakeholders in
that they were giving us during COVID, I think, just as it started when you said it, they should lend as much awareness information as they did to COVID about this too, because more people need to know about this.
Definitely. I totally agree. You can even start off with maybe jingles, or telling people on the street, making jingles in different languages to tell people what it is, what it looks like, and all, because a lot of people do not know about these things.
Definitely.
A lot of people do not know about these things. And it's it poses a lot of danger and threats to us as a people, because when you just know this thing is spreading from persons to persons, and you don't even know how to even track it.
My people perish
for lack of knowledge.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
It is 6 minutes. It's on Women Radio, WFM 91.7, and this is the Newspaper Review. The Newspaper Review is where we get to review and analyze the dailies across different Nigerian newspapers. And my name is Esther Alaribi, and I have with me Somto Titilayo Ajama. We're going to be joined soon by analysts for the morning, Nkechi Emmanuel Layo Signal. But in the meantime, let's take some of your messages that we have here. And it says, good morning, WFM. Good morning to you too. If President Muhammadu Buhari could not fix insecurity for 8 years, how can he fix it in 8 months? Says Gabi Ojo. All right. This one is from Chooks in Ikeja. And it says, Nigerian universities should be bold enough to write their counterparts all over the world and furnish them with the names of all of those that have wrecked and currently wrecking the nation's economy, so that they will begin to expel their children from the various institutions, and that the rulers will treat the educational, health, and other public sectors seriously. Good morning, Esther and Titi. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you too.
That name is sweet, Sha.
Titi. This one is from Additional Wasiu Nikorodu, and it says, good morning to you on the studio. Good morning to you too. And it says, on the 100 million nomination form of APC, this is just chicken change that they are spreading and spending across the country for just party primaries alone. If we watch carefully, each aspirant across the country looking for vote of party members nationwide. If Nigerians know the amount they use in flying across the country, you will know that 100 million naira form is just a small amount. I challenge you all journalists to do your investigation properly, and you will understand what I'm saying. He also says, on ASUU Strike, from all indication, it is clear that the education is not the priority of the government. But my advice is, why are we in Nigeria centralizing everything? We should give each university the autonomy, or let each region operate their own university the way, however they think is best for them, because the way we value education in some parts of Nigeria is not the same as some parts of Nigeria. The past 25 years strike that our university tend to go is an effect of what we are going through now, and this present strike will still come in future. Please, President Muhammad Buhari should find a way out for all our universities. Now, this is coming in from additional Wasiu in Ikorodu. Chuks Nikeja says the Senate president is just waking up and making empty promises, because our students just realized that the proper thing to do is to take their grievances to the following place: the presidency, governor's offices and mansion, the National Assembly, state assemblies, with peaceful protest, and stay on the matter until it is fully resolved. Thanks. So this whole agitation on writing schools and asking them to expel children of politicians who are currently in the helm of affairs and have not really done a lot from what we can see in the education sector. But I think if we begin to do that, I mean, they have the right actually to send their children to wherever they want to. All we just ask is ensure that our education system works here in Nigeria for those of us who cannot afford to travel abroad for proper education. Because if we're being honest, not everybody can afford it. We have over 10 million.
I don't like what you just said.
Wait, we have over 10 million out of school children. And these are children who, even the primary education, they cannot afford yet.
I still don't like what you just said.
Wait, they cannot afford yet. They won't get to talk about tertiary institution, people struggling with a whole lot. Go to our universities. There's so many people are seeing themselves through school. Some of them have to work extra hours or run businesses on the side to keep them going in school, simply because the cost of these things are just so choking.
Esther, you're going too far. You're going too far. Like, a lot of research, a lot of statistics, a lot of energy has gone into the data that shows that there are tons of people in Nigeria that live below $1. $1. Do you know? It don't even go up, safe. You get one time with $1 and $2.50. And as at then, there were still people living below that 250 naira per dollar at the time. And this still hasn't changed. Inflation everywhere, but it doesn't change the fact that there are people who live below that amount per day of this same populace. And you're telling me that some people cannot afford to. Some people cannot afford to even get to the airport to begin with. That's even far. To even get close to the airport, just don't see plane. It's hard for that to even happen.
Sometimes your illustrations are just sending.
Honestly speaking, if we're being honest, we can banter about it all day long. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't take away the potency of the damage that has been done to the average Nigerian person. Now, when you say that, they have the right to send their children everywhere, you are 100% right about that. They do have the right to send the children to wherever they want to. Nigerians just have one request. And that one request is what is so hard to be heeded to. That one request. Just give us quality education. Send yours to wherever.
Whatever.
Just give us, give us quality education. And now it's taken decades. In fact, a lot of people would attest to the fact that education back then.
Yes, I've heard so many people say that
education back then was better than what we get nowadays. And I do have to say that it's evidenced by the quality of graduates that we turn out every other year, because it's not every year now because of ASUU Strike. Every other year.
But wait. Let's even mention this. How is it that people are still writing UTME, writing exams here and there, and even the ones that are in school currently are yet to graduate?
My dear, what will you do now? What do you still want?
I'm just asking.
People will still apply to get into university. And I will tell you the simple reason. Nigeria is a highly certificated country. So even if you go to technical schools, you learn a skill, and it's a business, your own company that is and making a lot of money, as long as say you don't get a certificate, you will be in settings. If you're making a lot of money, people will still respect you, but you will still be in settings where people will view you as not educated enough.
But I think times are changing now.
It doesn't change the fact that certificates are still key to people.
Yes, I agree.
In certain settings.
I totally agree. So times are changing now in the way that I know some people who could not afford to go to like proper tertiary institutions, but they're doing well for themselves now. But you know the thing, one way or the other, these things you just mentioned comes in. We just have a society that will just ask you, what degree do you have? What did you study? This,
you know, and every time they say, where did you go to school? Or what did you study? They're not talking about secondary school.
These people have to go back to school. One
just
way or the other.
The certificate they will not use. The one they will not use.
They need the knowledge, but just make I get some.
Exactly. So it tells you that it's a really, really terrible situation.
But what about we start looking inward and changing our mindsets, the way we do things? So this is it. At the primary level, primary education, you see a child who, for some reason, the child is not just tilting towards books. This child either wants to draw, wants to do other creative things. Why can't we just adopt a system that supports this kind of children and you just help them from there? Not everybody has to read book. I'm not saying don't read. No.
See, Esther,
I'm not saying that.
What's my darling? You make such an inherently valid point. Here's the commando.
Okay.
The one way we get, we never do away. You're not talking about adopting a new one, like fashioning a new, completely fresh system. You have bird in hand. You've not taken care of it. It's the two in the bush that you now say you want to be running after. You are racing, but two in the bush. How? It's up to, again, this is why I say people have to take care of themselves in their own personal lives. And that's the level of degradation that Nigeria has gotten to, because now parents have to adopt that themselves. They have to be the ones to hire private teachers, be the ones to homeschool their kids, be the one. And homeschooling is not easy. It's not, because you as a parent, you guys upgrade yourself.
Definitely.
Because you know that you want to. In fact, the one way you know self, if on some level you know that okay, that's old school knowledge. You need to upgrade your own self.
Even if you have to get
teach
your child to come
teach
the child in the house, home service no be base.
That's my point.
You need to have a level, like you need to be comfortable to a level, to an extent.
Exactly.
You can afford that.
Exactly. Which is why people who do that do homeschooling. So they will take themselves to school, go online, garner all the knowledge they need to. Bit by bit, and as their children go, I know people who actually do that. Their children don't go to proper schools, but they're so smart, and it's a testament to how much effort that these parents put in homeschooling their children. So, if that's an alternative, well, but I cannot tell you that there'll be a system that supports that blue collar knowledge here in Nigeria yet.
Yeah. But we can work towards it, actually. Why are you saying we can work towards it, right?
We can. How old are you turning today? Because if we can work towards it,
why do you want to?
I'm thinking maybe. You know what? I'm just gonna keep this particular thought to myself.
Please. All right. We have this message here from Mr. OK Monday in Praise Hill Estate here in Aripo. And it says, good morning, WFM family. Good morning to you too, Mr. OK. And it says, if APC government wants Jonathan for president come 2023, my question is, will President Jonathan say PDP destroy Nigerian economy for 16 years of their government? This one says
I think that's a rhetorical question. That's definitely a rhetorical question. And the reason is because a lot of different people across different perspectives would answer that question in different ways.
Differently. I totally agree. This message here is from Yabo from Oshodi, and it says, the tone of our leaders as depicted was to support prevailing notion that they detect education. It is only in this political career referred to youth educational career. No wonder that the educational system is dead, and it doesn't concern them because most of them got free education and now hiding their children in foreign countries, providing more than necessary for their bills without any complaint, but can destroy the future of the children of the masses. These people should know that they cannot be in politics for life. Do they have the interest of Nigeria at heart. Happy birthday, Esther Yabo from Oshodi. Thank you so much.
Aww,
Thank you. I really do
so
appreciate some to have by now.
But
thank you so much, Yabo. And this one is from Olushoga Jai Ikorodu, and it says, how come we are being manipulated like puppet here? The last time I checked, Buhari laid emphasis on tackling insecurity, and that was why innocent Nigerians voted for him. He's been there for 7 good years and could not tackle insecurity. So now it is in 6 months he feels he can tackle the issues of insecurity. These people. So with all of the measures that have been put in place and all of the everything, the weapons we have, service chiefs speaking to ex-service chiefs at this time, don't you think something can be done within the next 6 months?
Okay, let me just answer that.
Okay.
Your question was, do I think anything can be done in the next 6 months?
That's what I said.
I do.
I said what I said.
I do.
Okay.
However, I don't think the kind of results that we need can come out in 6 months.
You don't think so?
When I say the kind of results, I mean the kind of long-term results. So in 6 months, you can go to Sambisa Forest. Did I just say forest?
Forest.
You can go to Sambisa Forest. Yes, that's the word. And bomb the whole of that place. You can, because now they say the fighter jets, they're just delivering the fighter jets. So you can take the fighter jets, use it to garner all the intel you need. At the end of the day, you are fortified with enough ammunition to go after these people and get them, like for real.
Okay.
So they actually do that. That's army is doing what they're doing. Other security agencies are doing what they're doing. Month 4, customs, you're making sure that the borders are tied down to the point where entry, exits, you can't, the attendance you will sign just to know that you are entering the country and to know that you are exiting the country alone. And before you know it, at month 6, they've killed it and it's done with.
Okay.
My question now is, would this affect long-term effects? Would this have long-term impact?
Okay.
So it's one thing to say under 6 months they can really, get it all sorted out. But now, long term for me means reference to past and then future.
Okay.
The people who have been abducted previously, are we going to secure releases for them in that 6 months? That's one question. Because you cannot just say, ignoring everything that's happened in the past, all the people that were abducted, we're so sorry. We really, my heart goes out to you. But, you're in the past now. We can't say that. These people are still human. These people are children, or not even children. These people are just across everywhere, and they need to be released. So if you secure releases for those ones, does that now mean that going forward that will never happen? What system has to be put in place within that 6 months
to sustain it?
Thank you very much. Now you get it.
All right, we have this message here from Damien, and this one says, it is about time that ASUU begin to find ways of generating funds in face of continuous insensitivity to their plight. Almost everywhere for decades, drastic problems need drastic solutions instead of unnecessarily endangering the lives of students. LASSO have for some time stopped joining this ASUU strike since they've been able to generate funds on their own as intellect. Forget the government and move ahead. Council of EFCC, take note, pardon to Daria and others is not only demoralizing, but embarrassing, shameful, and a big slap on the faces of Nigerians. This one is coming in from Damien. Joining us now is Nkechi Emmanuel Layode Sejnel. Good morning, Sejnel. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Esther, and I'm looking for your family.
She got my name.
It's been a busy morning.
All right.
Necessary so, but I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sage now. I'm so glad you got my name this morning.
Yes, thank you, Esther.
All right. Keep your text and WhatsApp messages coming in on 070-3165-37, 070-317-56537. All right, Session, let's take this one on the Punch newspapers. And this one says, Abia health workers block road over 12 months salary arrears. First, when I saw this headline, I was like, no, not Abia State again.
12 months, like 1 year.
Not Abia State again. I think for the past 3 months or so, it seems like for every week or like 2 weeks, you're seeing headlines about them not being paid or there's a protest or something. And to think that this is still the same issue is actually very, very sad. Now, this is a new development on this. So workers of the Abia State Health Management Board on Tuesday vowed to take all measures to ensure that the state government paid their 12-month salary arrears. The workers threatening to drag the state governor Okezie Ikpeazu and the state government to court, as well as before a dreaded shrine in Anambra State. See where we have gotten to. Haba. Now we have to go all the way to a dreaded shrine. The workers blocked the busy Aba road by rolling on the ground and crying to God to come to their rescue. If you know Aba very well, you know how busy that road can be. So blocking that road means a lot of things. People will just be stuck in some kind of place. Now having to cry to God to come to their rescue. Why do we have to cry to God for things that we can do for ourselves, Sejna?
So because of this, because of some of the things that we have been saying, and that we need to implement as a country, because until we implement it, hold people accountable and provide consequences, we are not going to see any difference. It's just going to come in different forms. The same thing is what we need to work on everywhere universally. If you look at countries that work, because every country has their own, but if you look at countries that work that have moved past owing their staff and all this, some of all this petty, what I call petty things, because if you are employing people or you claim to be an employer of labor in your state, these are some of the things that should already be planned. You don't need your employees to remind you about salary, not especially when you are eating. The different thing if the land is in a farming. So we know that, okay, that is a different case entirely. Some of it, because they are accountable, I was making a point that some of the reasons why we see this in developed nations, or at least nations Nigeria likes to copy, is that we see that they are going to be held accountable. These people, the people themselves, these are some of the things that we learned so far. But the people themselves are going to have their rights, know their rights, and know how to exercise it. Know how to exercise it through the right channel. These are available. So we don't need to get to the part. Let's take part of let's get to the part where people have to strike kneel on the floor. They say that they're going to a shrine. Because what is really happening again? That's of salary. That's we're talking 1 year. So people have been going to work, and so we need to wonder why people are bitter through the day when we finish with newspaper review or we finish with TV show or whatever that conversation is. People are bitter through the day because people are pain that is directly coming from Nigeria, and so therefore they're going to pass it on to the patients and go to a hospital. And people are just bitter, literally. Not to say that you should now go around being bitter and you'll be applauded. We are just bringing out the root cause. At least when we know the root cause, we will know how to tell people to act better. It needs to be held accountable. I think this conversation started, I do not think that this is the first time they're having it. Maybe this one just made it to the paper at this time. And there needs to be a form of embarrassment needed. Because in Nigeria, I see what has worked. So let me say what I say. Okay. What has worked is when there was this public display of strike and all these other things. Specifically, we are going to the law court. The same as though because that you're able to get to the law court and in charge of the law court. So it is wicked for anybody to do this to any of the staff and not call for a meeting before they call for a meeting. It doesn't matter the reason. Article will come out and say, it does not matter the reason. 12 months is too far. That's number one. Number two, when we talk about it again, when we say the presidency, the one person is looking for one man to come and sprinkle some confettis, and then the whole Nigeria is going to change. Everybody, at the state government level, local government, you have to have your own vision. So whether whether the money is coming from the federal government or the money is coming from, you have to have your own vision for your state, and it has to be, which is what people are big frustrated about with this presidency. It's not like, people cannot bring work or whatever else that they're doing behind it. Is that we are not seeing it. This one is a public office. We need to see the public. We can't just say it's behind the scenes. So this person needs to be held accountable. Everybody needs to be held accountable. And it shows a lack of vision. Okay, please go ahead.
Yes. So we talk about tackling corruption so much as a nation. Now, to think that some people would go to work for over months and they don't get paid, and we talk about corruption. Now, I am not making an excuse whatsoever for anybody who decides to engage in any kind of illegal act or collect money you're not supposed to collect or something. But my point is, when these people are not paid, you are just pushing them to the wall. You push them to do things they are not supposed to do because they have to make ends meet. They have to feed their family.
Who said on a previous newspaper review day, when she said, it's because these people have worked and worked and worked for months on end without getting any pay, which is why they can't take care of their children. And they would encourage those ones to go out, do whatever it is you have to do. Because if I'm failing to put food on the table, it has to be done. So if you have to do it using illegal means, go ahead and just get it done, because we must stop.
Station, you would agree with me that even if those parents do not outrightly say to their children, go out and do these things, some children are very emotional. They see the pride of their parents. They cannot stand their parents go through such pains. They want to help.
And the worst part is, the children do this, bring money home. We are aware that what they did to get that money,
don't even know how
is something illegal, but they don't even have the nerve to ask and say, where did you get this money from? What are you doing? Because how much should they bring?
That's the point. That's the point.
This is you make very valid point, and it takes a very thick skin and strong skin to live in Nigeria, and it's not a joke. Very thick skin and strong skin to live in Nigeria, especially if you are living at the average or below the average level. You're not born with a silver spoon, or you're not born with privileges and foundational schools where you are sheltered reading to schools and all those things. So naturally, these are the ripple effects. You will not only let me not call certain names here, but these are the people that are going to be available, all the children of such people, and then they will be recruited into some of these things. I was watching the documentary on BBC, and the documentary was about, I can't remember the exact thing now, but it was about a group of what this is called bad guys. And this man was arranged for to do this documentary. And he asked one of them, okay, why did you do it? Because human beings that way, they just cover their face. It's just that were there, it's not like the animals or something else. And one of them said something happened to his friend. It's his friend or something like that, and he was out of control, so he needed power. He needed, I think it's the court, the man was investigating court or something, so he needed power, and then therefore he now joined to just live a better life or after whatever happens this one. So I'm using this to even buttress what you're saying about the fact that when
Hello, Signal.
To choose between good and evil. The question now is, does the person have the capacity? That's why you know if the person has the capacity. Many times people come from their own aspect, where they've been taught by their parents or the churches in churches. But not everyone has that capacity. So people, when you push them to the wall, they're going to go left. They're going to which makes absolutely no sense. When you're people in your state, and this one is difficult to leaders and to citizens that have been saying it, that the 2023 election, everybody's putting so much on the 2023 election. I mean, probably I'll continue to say, we need to go back to talk to ourselves and start talking to our governors and local government. These are the people that we need to concentrate on, because it's not your president that will come and provide the electricity or your phone that 10 years ago, you will come to your area to come and do it. Yeah, but when we continue to, we already speak about this different, but when we continue to now put consequences to some of these very great ideas that we're bringing up, as if saying they are due to age or whatever but those are some of the things that people see, and they're like, there are no consequences. Let me continue.
All right, thank you very much, Signal. It is 22 minutes past 8 on your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is the newspaper review. The newspaper review is where we get to review and analyze the dailies across different Nigerian newspapers. My name is Esther Alaribe, and I have with me Somto Titilayo Ajama. And our analyst for the morning is Nkechi Emmanuel Layode Signal. We have some of your messages here. Let's take this one. And this one is from Anderson in Itoki, and it says, "Good morning, my sisters at the studio. Good morning to you too. I want to ask, is it now that the Senate want to come out to intervene in ASUU Strike? It means they just woke up from their slumber because the students are threatening to disrupt the primaries. And I just want to say this to all politicians in the country, that what happened in Ghana must come around if we continue this way. We really do not want a repeat of. We don't want it. We don't want it. What happened in Ghana stays.
The
in Ghana.
thought alone is
no.
I shudder just to think about it.
We don't want to go there. Rosandia Mutina Lakbare says, "Good morning, dear presenter. Good morning to you too. If Bamishi's case would take this long without any proper judgment, despite the glaring evidences, the common man should only be hoping on God for justice. Now, Hanifa's killer has denied his involvement in the crime in the name of delayed justice." He also went ahead to say, ASUU and the federal government keep playing with the future of Nigerian youth and still call them tomorrow's leaders rather than tomorrow's terrorists. As a child that we refuse to train will sell the house we built with our hard-earned money. It is only in Nigeria that an employee will order the mode of payment to the employer. This country is filled with unrepentant bad followers copying leadership, people in leadership positions. Another message here is from Abiola Nikeja, and it says, "It always looks very funny to me when I hear people say they want to engage God on your right or things you have to fight for yourself for, without forgetting that God has given us wisdom to decide and to do things on our own. Abia State should stop embarrassing themselves. The government has increased electricity tariff, even with the epileptic power supply. How can I pay 25,000 naira for a one-bedroom apartment?" This one here is from Chooks, and Chooks says, "Esther, take my messages. Daluso, thank you. I am taking your messages." And what I just said means thank you. He said thank you to me, and I also said thank you to him. Yes. So this one, he says, "Two former governors that ruin Abia State up are both at the Senate currently, and which is their usual retirement homes. And very soon we'll still have some iota of confidence on the statements coming in from the commander-in-chief, having used the whole 8 years making promises without backing them up with action." This one just came in from Chooks, and he also said, "Where are we with the case of Evans, the notorious kidnapper?" This means that the government would resist students' actions with use of force. I think ASUU and the parents should caution their words or children not to unnecessarily endanger their lives, but be diplomatic and reasonable in being highly tactic in their approach. Comedy Kechuku says, "I support INEC." You see, Sejnel, so I was telling Somto earlier before you joined us that I really do not subscribe to this whole idea of having to go protest. This is just me. This is what I don't agree to the whole protest thing. I don't.
I do.
I know you were going to say you do.
Students of who particularly? I want to know who do the students protesting?
Yes, the students protesting.
Okay. So do you want to share a bit of why you may not agree to it? Is it that you think it's going to be effective or?
So I'm not saying it's not going to be effective, but when you have students, just like what Damian just mentioned, that you don't have to endanger their life. Yes, you only know the beginning of a protest. You don't know what shape it's going to take at the end of the day. Now we have young people, we have the youth coming out to come and protest. Before you know, you just see people from nowhere joining them, and before you know, these people just cause chaos in their midst, and everything just gets out of hand. That is the point I'm saying it from.
You're trying to. Okay, so that is a very valid point. Some philosophers have also come out to say that this whole protesting thing in Nigeria sometimes, well, maybe 50% of the national people that are protested, well, some people are scared that it will not work all the time. That's why, yeah, sometimes some people are laid back, some other times some people go for it. Just NSAS was really special for the effects that it brought to show that the youths are actually serious. Thank God for that. Regarding the students, they have to. I see your point, and it is something to really think about. But for their own rights as well, they have no. It's just what I was saying in my first point. There's no in this country that we are in. Unfortunately, nobody listens to anything you say except you take all this physical. There's a public display. That means we are really big on public display, and if these students were to say, okay, we want to put in a law. We want to go to court, and how long are they going to stay in court? How long are they supposed to use to go back to school? So what we would say, usually when you're going for a process or a work like that, before that you could ask for security or something like that, you could actually let the police around you to say, okay, I'm going for this, you're going to be peaceful, and then they're supposed to come with you. It's part of it. Even for work, it doesn't have to be ASUU Strike. So we can just let them know that, okay, they should be guided. Yeah, there should be rules and regulations. But you see, Esther, our country is rough. I just have to put it out there. Our country is rough, and there's no way this should be, because social media, how many people are listening to them there? There's no way that these people are going to say anything.
Right, thank you so much, Signal. We're out of time. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you
have a great day. Yes, thank you.
Have a good day, Signal.
Yes. So we have some of your messages. I see your messages coming in, but we are out of time. Please do well to join us again tomorrow at 7:30 on Women Radio 91.7 on the newspaper review. Please send us your comments, your messages as early as you can. As they hear this thing, they send us your comments so that we can just factor all of your messages into it. And we really do appreciate this love that you show to us. Do join us again tomorrow on the newspaper review. Somto, do have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Esther Alaribe, and this has been the newspaper review on Women Radio 91.7. At 9 is the news at 9, and at 5 minutes past 9 is Panorama on 91.7. Good morning.
It's the bomb. It's the bomb, baby. The best, baby. We're bringing it to you live. We're bringing it to you live. Human Radio.